This is Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon, in both Kindle and paperback versions. You can find the full color card deck on Etsy/Magi Method. You can join us on Facebook. Today, I want to discuss the solar eclipse coming on August 21st, 2017. There's a huge solar eclipse that's just going, so the moon is going to completely cover the sun for 7 minutes, for slightly less than 7 minutes, on August 21st, 2017. This is very unusual. The last time this happened was 99 years ago. So I've been watching some YouTubes on it, and this is a big sign. All of the major historical events are, covered by, signs in the sky. This is the Magi method. When Jesus was born, there was a new star that appeared in the sky for a time, just for the time of his birth, and it led the Magi. This is the Magi method. It led the Magi to the place of his birth. Was that unusual? It sure was. Something was happening in the sky, okay? And these Magi, the astrologers, they followed that sign, and they found the Messiah, the Christ child. When Jesus died, the sun was completely dark. Something covered the sun for 3 hours during the time of his death. Okay, the moon can't do that. There was a very special sign in the sky on that day. Okay, here is, another sign. And specifically, what's going to happen, this is the Virgin, okay, and these are the, I'm sorry I'm so low tech. I'm going to go higher tech sooner, eventually. So this is the Virgin, okay, and this is her womb, and this is actually Leo. And there's 9 stars in Leo, and here's 3 more. So there's 12 stars, and you can superimpose the images of the Virgin and the Lion over these stars, and this is literally what we see in the sky, except for the blue lines. Somebody drew the blue lines to make it a little bit clearer. Anyway, so there's going to be a sign in the sky during this time, during exactly this time. So this is the Virgin, this is her womb, and I believe it's Jupiter. Jupiter is going to transit into her womb, stay there, and then come out. Okay, so a planet or a star is going to transit into the Virgin's womb, stay there for a while, and then transit, come out. Okay, this is a very special sign and very unusual. Okay, and on YouTube, I've just been watching about this because I'm interested in what, solar eclipses spiritually mean something. They often, the last solar eclipse was 1918. It was 99 years ago. Yeah, 1918. There was 5% of the people died in a plague, and something else happened. So it's a sign. So the people on YouTube are saying that this is the Revelation 12 sign. Revelation 12, a great sign appeared in the heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. Okay, so actually, if you look at this, this is the sun. A great sign appeared, a woman clothed with the sun. Here's the sun. This is the Virgin, a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet. The moon is down at her feet. and a crown of 12 stars. There's 9 stars here in Leo, and then 1, 2, 3, 12 stars. She was about to give birth, okay, and a planet, I think it's Jupiter, transits into her womb, stays there a while, and then comes right out. How frequently does Jupiter transit into the womb of the Virgin and come out? Never. In recorded human history, this has never happened before. That's why people think it's a sign. So anyway, I wanted to, I'm very interested in this stuff. This is the Magi method. The Magi followed the stars, and I think anyone intelligent and spiritual should follow these signs and look at them and say, well, gosh, what does it mean? You know, because if you read this passage in Revelation 12, it could be quite dire. The dragon, you know, it talks about the dragon, which is the devil. It talks about she gave birth to a son, a male child who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. This is obviously the Christ. And her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness to a place prepared for her for 1,260 days. And then Michael and his angels fought back, and 1/3 of the stars were cast down. Let's see, is that even here? Okay, that's a different verse. He was hurled to the earth with his angels. So people online are even saying, well, gosh, you know, maybe there's going to be a big meteor shower. And if that happens, that's a really big deal. So I wanted to ask my cards, hey, what's going to happen? So it's a big question, so it's a big spread. We want to kind of get some background. So, you know, I threw 21 cards. This is a gypsy spread. 21 cards. You read the top, the bottom, the cards beneath, modify the cards on top. So what's going on here? What do we see? What's going to happen? You know, what is this sign? What do my cards want to tell me about this sign that we're seeing in the heavens that's coming just in a couple of days here, only over North America? So it seems that it's mostly going to affect North America. So anyway, right here in the center we have the roses, okay? And the sign is the Virgin, okay? This is the Virgin, and the Virgin gives birth. That's the sign. So right here in the center we have the 3 hearts, which represents Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary. That's interesting. So on top, and here we have the Star of Bethlehem. Okay, it's a sign in the sky, the stars. So the stars and the Virgin. And, you know, just looking at the top row here, we have Star of Bethlehem, Strength, Ruler, Roses, Cross, Cup Overflowing, and Karmic Relationship. These are fairly positive cards. We're not really having... So I'm not expecting the end to come immediately as a result of this sign, because the cards here on top are fairly positive. Let's read this as a sentence. That's a good way to read cards. Let's just read it as a sentence. Okay, Star, Strength, Ruler, Roses. So the Virgin, this is God. This is the direction and strength of God. This is God's plan through the Virgin. Okay, the sign is the Virgin. God's plan being displayed through the Virgin. The cross, this is the cross of Jesus Christ. Cup overflowing, karmic relationship. The time is fulfilled. The cup overflowing for the people of God. Okay, this is a sign of God, you know, from the beginning, okay, through the Virgin and the people of God. The times of the people of God is fulfilled through this sign. So this is a sign that something, you know, the Virgin giving birth here, this is a sign that something is being fulfilled. Okay, but these cards are positive. I'm not expecting a planet to crash into Earth or anything here. That's, but anyway, so let's see what's modifying it. Okay, so here under the roses, we have the player and karmic shift. So this sign augurs a big change, and player can be a new situation or a literal person or like a child. Okay, because it's a jack. Jacks are often children. And the Virgin is giving birth. The Virgin is giving birth to a child and a huge change. Okay, a new situation and a huge change. This augurs a big change. Okay, gosh, what is this change? It's a sign in the heavens. So let's look here in the past. We got the Star of Bethlehem, the heart, the Mother Earth. Let's look at the corners here. We've got the Earth. We've got the Earth Mother. Okay, she's pregnant. She's giving birth. The Virgin gives birth. Here's a birth card. Here's the Executioner. This is very different energy. Here's the karmic relationship. So in the corners we have the stars. We have a mother giving birth. We have a pregnant mother, and we have the people, many people. Okay, this is positive. These are brothers and sisters. And we have the Executioner, like a judge, or in a spiritual reading, this can be organized evil, or it can be a judge, it can be police. It's a very organized, very directed card. So 3 positive cards and 1 very aggressive card in the Executioner. Okay, so under the strength we have home and veil. Veil is hidden, so this is a rooting card. Here we have ruler, olive tree, hand in hand. So this is kind of like, this is the king's plan for all of eternity, okay, and shown in the Virgin. And here we have the ruler with many sons, okay, and daughters, through the olive tree. The ruler, this looks like God is building his kingdom, okay, the many hands, and he's bringing many into his house, and he's birthing through love his plan, okay, and this is all just happening beneath the surface. Okay, so that's the past. And so here, so God is building his kingdom. We know this. God is building his kingdom. Okay, so what's the future? And many, many are coming into his kingdom, and he's birthing something, and a big sign, and something big is changing. So what's the future? The cross, the fox, and the devil. Very interesting cards appearing under the cross. We have the literal devil here under the cross, and that's what they're referring to in Revelation 12. The dragon and the devil. And basically this Revelation 12 is saying that the dragon, or the devil, is hurled down to the earth. Right next to him is a very heavy earth card, the devil and the earth, okay, and he's cast out of heaven. And the deceiver and the devil and is cast out of heaven down to the earth. That's literally what this says. And he's very angry, and he's very organized, and he's making a plan. So that's actually what Revelation 12 talks about, is the devil being cast down to earth. Although this is quite positive. Okay, so it's the fulfillment of the time, and it's time for him to be cast down to the earth. The cross separates the deceiver and the devil. He's cast down to earth, and the people of God, the children, the karmic relationship, the high tower, and the executioner, he's gonna, the devil has to execute his plan. So we have devil, hamster wheel, and executioner. He's executing his plan on the earth. So anyway, let's sum it up. Okay, so that was not as organized as I like. It's a big topic. So anyway, what is this solar eclipse? What is it about? You know, are these people on YouTube who are, you know, so what's going on? Let's summarize it. Okay, so here's the Virgin, and a very extraordinary event is going to occur just in a couple of days here, right over North America. The Virgin is going to give birth to, a planet is going to go into her womb and then come out. This has never happened before in recorded history. Here's Leo the lion, crowned with 12 stars, and she gives birth. So it's some kind of a sign. What can we expect from this? Immediately, I don't think we're going to see much at all immediately, because the stuff on top is quite positive. Okay, things are going along according to God's plan. He's building his kingdom with his people, and the time is fulfilled for his people, for his children. And now, so I kind of agree that maybe this is the Revelation 12 sign. The devil and the executioner, scapegoat, and fox, a big change is going to occur. So this sign marks a big change. It's the beginning of something new spiritually that's going to affect us, and it marks a change point. This solar eclipse, I think, marks a change point, and we don't know. I don't know how long these things take to play out, but the devil is cast down to earth, and things are going to get a little bit more interesting in the future. Although I think immediately we're not going to see much impact from it. So anyway, so it is a big sign, but it is a big sign. Something big is changing, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. You can find the book on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback. You can find the full color card deck on Etsy/Magi Method. You can join us on Facebook.